morning. It's Saturday, and I know a lot of you have been wondering where's the update on all of the projects we got going on. And I tell you, it's been a very busy couple of weeks. At work, both my wife and I work at Destiny Christian Academy, and we've been not only preparing for graduations, and we have a ton of projects that we've been doing, trying to recover from COVID and the shutdowns. So I know a lot of you, everybody has had to deal with this COVID thing, the shutdown, the pause, and a lot of businesses went under. A lot of private schools ceased operation. There's been a lot of change, and at our work, we've been working very hard to recover from the shutdown. There's been a lot of things that were put on the back burner, and we've all been working really hard to bring everything back online. Ashley, she works in the IT, and she's been working diligently to make sure everything runs smoothly. Me, I work in the operations department, and there's been a lot of stuff that just overlooked. Maybe contractors cutting corners. You know, I shouldn't say that because I don't know the past, but I've been running into a lot of issues that probably should have been addressed at the beginning. But regardless of the past, like, the past at this point doesn't matter. It's what we find right now and how we can make it right so the future is brighter for not just the students, but the teachers, the faculty, everybody who's been putting their hard work into educating children, loving each other. It only matters now into the future. We can look at the past and blame the past and understand that there is a blame in the past. But if we continue to do that, the future won't be as bright. So I keep running into issues that have to do with the past. And if I focus on what happened in the past, I will never get through the difficult portion. And it's hard to explain, but if I run into a problem and I focus on what caused that problem, I'll never be able to, I might be able to find a solution, but I think it's faster and more proactive to look at the problem and find a solution for it, rather than look at what caused the problem. Now, it might be important to understand what caused the problem, but for sure, that's not the solution. The solution is dealing with the problem and moving forward, instead of looking back at what caused it. Maybe implement some safeguards so in the future those problems don't arise. Now that's something that may be relevant, but anyway, we've been working pretty diligently to make sure that the school that we work for is financially stable, is built strong to last into the future. And I know I'm ranting a little bit right now, but in our house over the past couple of years, since 2020, things have been really, really difficult, and I'm sure they've been difficult for everyone. There was a lot of friction that happened in our family, and Ashley and I have been actively looking for solutions to our own issues within our house. For our marriage, we do this love dare, and it's actually, it was a book written by the Kendrick brothers, and they turned it into a movie called Fireproof. And that movie, starring Kirk Cameron, one of my favorite actors. I don't know if you know who Kirk Cameron is. He starred in this show called Growing Pains when I was a teenager, and he got born again, found new life in Christ, and has been an on fire for Jesus actor in Hollywood. And he's done a lot of different Christian movies, most notably probably the Left Behind series. But so Ashley and I, we do the love dare in order to keep our marriage solid. And every marriage has struggles. If you're not fighting for your marriage, then tell me in the comments below how you don't fight for your marriage and how that works out, because we fight for our marriage all the time. That's I think what love does, is it fights for the person you love. So I fight for my wife. I fight for Ashley. I believe she fights for me. And that's how we keep our marriage solid. So during the shutdown, I had been working for Amazon, and I was very fortunate to be working for Amazon when the shutdown hit, because really that was the only job that you could have where you could go out of your house, you could drive, you can, you could work. Amazon started implementing these crazy rules. Really, I felt like they were being really communistic about how they went about implementing these rules. There was one day I was loading my van with packages, and this supervisor was walking up and down the yard just acting like a Gestapo. It was weird. You know, we're Americans. I live in America. We're Americans. We have this Constitution, and when businesses start breaking that Constitution and holding your job over you as some kind of, you know, carrot in front of a donkey, it made me really, really upset inside, because I'm also a veteran, served in the United States Army, and as an American, we have certain constitutional rights. And when corporations start stepping on your constitutional rights and holding a paycheck over your head, it's infuriating, especially for a soldier. In the military, a lot of us take that seriously. The fact that we are defending the Constitution as a soldier. You defend the Constitution. You're defending Americans, and you're defending the Constitution. So it's important that you know your constitutional rights. And you can't let corporations trample on your constitutional rights. As a Christian, you know, you kind of learn that you give your rights up to Christ, to God the Father. But as an American, you have constitutional rights that you should never give up. And when corporations start forcing you to give up your constitutional rights for a paycheck, that's a problem. It's a big problem, and that's a big problem probably mostly in America because of our Constitution. But around the world, other countries, they don't have this Constitution that we have in America. And so I've been dealing with that a lot, thinking about that a lot. I'm breaking into this video because as I was editing the video, I thought it was important to let everyone know that where Ashley and I work right now, there may be problems, but our leadership problem is non-existent. Our leadership is very, very much in tune with their employees, and they are working very diligently to make the academy succeed with compassion, with understanding, with love. They are being led by the Spirit, and there is no greed where we work. It is all God-honoring, God-focused, and I felt it was important that I interject right now to say that, because I might have come across as if it's happening right now where I work, and it's not. You know, a lot of the things that I've been talking about are things that I see out in the world, things that I see happening things that have happened to me at previous jobs since 2020. So I just want everyone to know that Ashley and I are in a very good place, and we, along with our leadership, are working very hard to make sure our academy is strong, built into the future. So I hope I didn't come across as if the people around me are somehow bad people. They're not. I am surrounded by really great people. Ashley's surrounded by really great people, and together we are trying to make a change. And it's hard because people are reluctant to change. So I want everyone that I know, everyone that sees this video and that know me personally, to understand that we love you, we care about you, and we are doing everything in our power to make sure we all have jobs next year, that we can all continue to do kingdom work next year into the future. We're not dwelling on the past. The past is the past. You can't do anything to change it. But we are seeing a lot of change. So be compassionate with each other. Be willing to speak. Say, hey, I don't understand this. And continue to love one another, because love wins. God wins. I've read the last chapter. That a lot. I'm seeing people on the street hurting really bad. And I don't know how to, like, I just talk to people. I try to encourage them. There's a lot of problems in the world. A lot of it's caused by, I'd say, greed, corporations that are falling apart, that, you know, they're trying to stay afloat on the backs of their employees. I can only do so much, you know. I can only stand up for people, you know, especially when my own household has problems. You know, you gotta, as a man of the house, you know, the primary breadwinner, or the person who's supposed to be guiding his family, goes to work, and and that job, the supervisor at that job is holding a paycheck over your head as kind of a way to force you to conform to some, I don't know, it's like communistic attitude that do it my way or hit the highway, and they forget I'm an American. We live in America. We have a constitution, and when they start breaching that constitution, it's not okay. And I'm okay with telling them that they are trying to take away a constitutional right that I have. And I don't care what class they went to that says this is how you do business and this is how you make money. You know, they need to go back and read the Constitution and learn that people in America have rights, and they can't trample on those rights just to make a buck. You know, so what if your business falls? If your business falls, all those employees will be out of a job. So the employees have a certain obligation to the company to help them succeed. And maybe weeding out the employees who don't care, that might be a thing, but I don't think that trampling on somebody's constitutional rights in order to make a buck is a good thing. You know, we have a lot of homeless here in America. I live in California. We have a ton of homeless in California. For some reason, California is just crazy with taxes. I don't know, over-regulated. Maybe there's too many employees in the government that I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just rambling at this point. But so Ashley and I, we're gonna continue to remodel our home, and today I'm going to the lumber yard to pick up some posts for the fence in the backyard. I've digging the holes. I've you know, you saw the last video. So I'm gonna be doing that today. It's Memorial Day weekend, so we have a 3-day weekend. I slept in this morning. Ashley's with the kids sleeping. My wife, she's Thai, so the kids sleep with her. We all used to sleep together, but I snore really loud, so now I kind of have a different room I sleep in, and we're okay with that. It's just normal for us. We're a family, and my wife's Thai, so I have to understand that a little bit about the Thai way, and it's good. It's really good. Ashley's an amazing mom. She's been holding this place together for the past 4 or 5 years, 10 years, really 10 years, but especially the last 4 years, she's been really holding this place together. As the world falls apart, there are a lot of people working really hard to put it back together. And change is hard. Change is hard for everyone. And there's a lot of things that need to change. One of the things that really needs to change is how people, individuals, look at each other. You know, I have problems. I'm sure you have problems. And if you really think about it, if you recognize that you have problems, then you have to recognize that everyone around you has problems. And if we treat each other in the proper way, we can make life easier for each other. By just being a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more graceful, we could bring joy back into the lives of people. Last week, I was really tired. My neighbor down the street needed to take a bunch of recycling to the recycling center. And, I have this truck. It's parked out in front of my house. I hardly ever use it. And my neighbor asked me, hey, do you mind taking this other neighbor to the recycling center? And of course, yeah, I don't mind at all. But I'm super busy. So I just handed him my truck keys and said, I trust you. Go ahead, take my truck. Take the neighbor to the recycling center. He had time. I really didn't have time, but I had the means to do it. So I just trusted him. I know that something could have happened. He could have gotten in an accident. There's a million things that could have happened. I have really good insurance, so I'm not too worried. I trust him. I love my neighbor. And I felt it was the right thing to do. And if we just did a little bit more of that, obviously you're not going to give your Porsche to your neighbor, or, you're not doing things that are like above and beyond. I just let my neighbor borrow my truck that sits in out in front of my house. Like, I hardly ever use it. I'm going to use it today to go get some lumber, but it didn't kill me to help my neighbor, That's how we're gonna make it in this world. It's how we make it as a community. We don't look to the government to save us. We look to each other. We're a community. That's what a community is. It's not communism. It's being a community. Being kind to each other, knowing that if I have problems, that means everybody else probably has problems. So they all look different. Somebody's problem is different than another person's problem, and so just having a little bit compassion, being more compassionate, understanding. If you're a corporation, your employees is what makes your corporation work. So you have to figure out a way to make sure that your employees' mental health is good, solid. Everybody has problems. If you are a corporation and you're not winning, you're losing, you're falling apart, well, the people within the corporation are going to make it survive or not survive. So, be compassionate with your employees. Find out where they're at. Help them. If they're just being lazy, they obviously don't need to be there, but maybe they have something else going on. And it's important to find that out. I love that show, Undercover Boss, because in that show you find employees that are working really hard but not understanding these silly rules that they have. You find employees that are really, really dedicated to the company, but just have personal issues going on in their life. And those personal issues could be affecting the way they're working. I know we live in a world where it's like, oh, that's your personal problem, take it home with you. Well, unfortunately, that they live, they exist. If they're a good employee, maybe, and you're in a position to loan your truck to them, as an example, do it. Take a risk. Take a risk on somebody who's working diligently for you. There's this picture that I have on my Facebook page of a man laying in bed with a pile of money, and right next to it is a picture of a man holding his son with some fishing poles, and they're both sleeping, smiling. The picture of the man in bed with a pile of money, his eyes are open and he just looks stressed. I look at that and I think this means something. I want to be the guy on the right that's holding his son, smiling with some fishing poles. I don't want to be the guy on the left in bed with his money. So anyway, I'm going to go to Home Depot. I'm going to buy some posts. I'm going to start building the fence in the backyard. I have some time. These are just crazy thoughts on my head, and be kind to each other. Be gracious. Work diligently. Work hard. Hard work is good for you. It's good for the soul. It's good for your family. Working hard is good, but being compassionate and understanding is also good. It's good for your soul. It's good for your community. So, God bless. Sawadee Kap.